So we briefly mentioned this on yesterday's full episode. I think it's deserving of a full discussion with you now that we have progressed a little more here. JJ Redick, his introductory press conference came out yesterday. There were some very spicy moments, including a quote where, I mean, he essentially said, quote, I don't give. Am I allowed to say the word, or are we trying to be family friendly right now?
Let's be. I mean, your mother's gonna really take offense to this.
So don't say the word.
No.
Okay. So he just said, I really don't give a F. F word. That's what he said. I really want to say it.
Okay, say it.
Now I feel like you're forcing me to say it.
Speak from the heart.
JJ said, I really don't give a fuck. That's what he
Ah!
said in the press conference. Now this clip like went viral, and I think it was like Claire DeLune, Claire MPLS, who asked the question. It was a really good question. It was basically like, what misconceptions about you are you looking to prove wrong, or looking forward the most to trying to prove the haters wrong about? And JJ gave a very compelling answer. He was like, it's a good question, but I don't give a fuck. Like, and he said it very matter of factly like that. You saw the light switch click in his head in this moment where he kind of just was able to snap into that. And he was proud of the fact he was being so, I don't know, rogue and different and unique about this. I don't know. In the moment yesterday, I was kind of like, I think this is weird that he's doing this. I watched the full presser last night to try to get like a full feel, because I sometimes things get clipped out of context and you don't know. I watched the full 40 minutes. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it. I encourage you to watch it because JJ is really compelling to listen to. But now that you've had a day to sit on what JJ said in his introductory press conference, do you like this move? Do you not? What do you take away from it?
So I think I don't know if it's you affecting me or making me think more deeply about it. But I kind of take your sentiment from the other day. I can't really like shake the thought that if this was somebody else saying this, it wouldn't be looked at like this quirky, like, haha, funny thing, like memeable thing. It would be judged a little bit differently. And given the whole like scope of how this even came about, it's it's like it's not a handout because JJ Redick is a great basketball mind, an extremely hard worker. Everybody knows his story. I don't think you can deny that whatsoever. But it gives a little like born on third base vibes, or like, you know, he's getting this leeway to just do whatever because he is who he is. And I don't know if in the head coaching realm, in the coaching world, he's in that echelon of he should be able to act a certain way or do whatever he wants. Like player wise, yes. I think his career speaks for itself, going all the way back to college. Like I said, I love JJ Redick, the basketball mind, and his story. But it doesn't sit right with me that he's just out here just throwing profanities.
Yeah, here's my thoughts after a night of sleeping on this. In the moment yesterday, my quick reaction to you was like, imagine if any other guy did this. Like, no, we wouldn't be receiving it the same way we are with JJ. I think there's a little bit of privilege that comes with like just being JJ Redick. And that's also like going back to his Duke days. Isn't that the whole JJ Redick thing? Like he was like bad boy villain privileged white boy player.
Yeah.
And he was a punk, right? That was supposed to be the whole thing, but he was good and unstoppable, and that's what made him gravitating and fun. So to some extent, he's just living up to the archetype he's lived his whole life. But my strong belief here would be that maybe if 10 years from now, whenever JJ's career is either done or whatever it looks like 10 years from now, I would guess that JJ would look back on that moment and maybe choose a different route, or wish he had done something a little bit differently. If you watch the entire press conference, the big moment where he says, I don't give a fuck, was actually the second biggest takeaway I had. The biggest takeaway I had was JJ said probably 17 times. I don't know if he had a PR coach on this or what, or if he's just decided this is the angle. He said 17 times. I mean, I've never coached before. I've never coached before. He said that like as a point of pride. And look, we pull the move all the time of like, we don't know how we're here. Like, we do that a lot. It's a good trick. It's reality sometimes. But man, if I'm a Lakers fan, I don't really want to hear the guy that we hired repeating constantly, like, I've never coached. I've never coached. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck.
You
Like, and look, it's fun. I will say this: JJ is so special behind a microphone. Like, I love listening to JJ if it's broadcasts, if it's his podcast, if it's film study. I think the guy is like a generational talent at talking basketball. I could listen to him for years. And I fully believe, if you listen to Rob Pelinka, I fully believe JJ deserves this opportunity, because when you heard why Rob made this hire, when he talked about JJ, he was like, listen, I had conversations behind a closed door with JJ. It's basketball philosophy that got him this job. Like, I believe in what he says on how to win basketball games, how to build a roster, how to interact with players. And none of you have heard that yet. But I can promise you JJ behind the scenes is that good at that. And you could tell the relationship between Rob and JJ was great. They talked about the Hurley saga. Like, JJ was in the know that they were pursuing Hurley first. And he admitted that. He's like, look, this guy just won back-to-back championships at UConn. I won back-to-back championships in my 5th grade, whatever I've been coaching. Like, he should have been offered the job before me. But it's just one of those things where, like, I think JJ knew what he was doing, and he was excited about what he was doing when he gave the "I don't give a fuck" moment, right? He wants to make a splash. He wants to be unique. He wants to do this his own way and basically embrace the fact that, hey, I'm the only guy who will ever be hired that's never coached anywhere, that's friends with my star player, and like, I am unique. That's what he's trying to do here. It's gonna be really, really interesting if they're not winning, though. Like,
So that's my next question to you. Are we what does this look like? What does the coaching success look like for JJ Redick?
I say this all the time. It's going to come down to the roster, man. The Lakers roster as currently constructed will not win a championship with any coach, in my opinion, let alone one that has not coached before. So
So if Pelinka buys the roster construction basketball philosophy of JJ Redick, then it should work out.
yeah, but I think JJ is probably aware there's some changes that need to happen. Look, I think the guy's going to be good. I do. I just, like, I don't know. That moment felt a little forced, and I have seen some people push back. I think, like, Seth Davis quote tweeted this and was like, he didn't need to do that. And I get this is like old man yells at yard, right? That's what's happening. But I don't know. It felt like JJ, he said, like, I'm out of the podcast business. I'm out of the engagement farming. No, you're not. This is an engagement farming move, is it not?
Oh, it is. It is for sure. Even if he realized, actually, he does realize it, doesn't he?
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, it's gonna be fun. Do you think his players liked it? Do they care? Like, do you think LeBron is like, oh, hell yeah?
I think they do.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think, and this is not a slight to him whatsoever. It's just like there's a assistant coach that's cooler than the head coach vibes to like JJ Redick, where like the players feel like they can connect to him, even though they might not connect to others. So I feel like they love it. Like they want to have wine with JJ.
I mean, if the players love this, then it was a good move, objectively. I
I
love
think
it.
they do.
I love it. Okay. All right. Well, more to come in the JJ Redick saga. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.